When it comes to family size, you're usually in one of two camps. Camp 1 is I don't want any, or I just want a few kids, and camp 2 is I want a bunch of kids. Spoiler alert, you will never guess which camp Deborah and myself were in when we first got married. If you don't know, Deb and I are high school sweethearts. However, at our core, we are both very different people. I came from a family and I had several siblings. I had 3 siblings and all were male. I was raised in a very competitive atmosphere and sometimes it was survival of the fittest. If you were the last one to dinner or breakfast, I hope you like Pop-Tarts. Deb had 2 siblings, but they were both much older than her, so she was raised mostly as a single child. When we met, both her siblings were married and had moved off with their own family. One day in our relationship, the topic of how many kids we wanted to have in our family arose. It's a question that'll come to the surface in any serious relationship. After much debate, Deb and I both agreed on, wait, you'll have to wait on that till the end.
Instead, let's talk about you and why you clicked on this video today. Why you should have 8 kids or more. You're most likely thinking, I would never have that many kids. I just have 1 or 2. Or you're cheering on saying, yay, I would love to have a big family. There's tons of reasons not to have a large family, but today we're going to focus on the reasons of why to have a large family.
Reason number 1, personal growth. When we are young, just like everything else in life, we're learning. Yes, we can read books, watch the TV shows, all those things, but nothing really prepares you for the job, like on-the-job training. Our biggest worry as parents is we make mistakes. Just like a baby will fall many a times while learning to walk, parents, we make a lot of mistakes. A parent, especially on the first child, will make many mistakes. I personally believe that is why the first 2 children are really turn out to be super tough individuals.
We didn't fear, because in the grand scheme of things, the universe knew we would struggle at the beginning. It's almost like the first kids were given superpowers to help in their development along the way, despite our parenting skill lackings.
Most of our young life, we are in what I like to call self mode. What I mean by self mode is you're doing things that are all about you, such as school, relationships, athletics, and much more. However, when the first little replicas, small humans, show up, a person will transition from self mode into what I like to call other mode.
Okay, in others mode, we spend more time helping others, and in a sort of weird way, it's also helping us with our self mode. Because when we help others, then our self mode grows into what it needs to be. I guess the point here is we will grow faster in our self mode, raising a large family, learning what others need. It all works together in most cases.
Reason number 2, well-rounded humans. When kids grow up in a large family, they learn things such as sharing and caring, when to be quiet, respecting others, how to express themselves, and much, much more. Take sharing for instance. There's books, there's TV shows, there's Cocomelon, there's all these things, but in reality, in a large family, if you don't know how to share, you kind of cease to fit in a group and you become an issue. Now when discussing sharing, we're not just talking about like sharing your toys or sharing, we're talking mostly about sharing responsibility.
Sharing the responsibility, for example, when Cole and Alyssa were old enough to drive, they were able to help out with driving the younger kids to their school events, to the store, to their sporting events. They were able to help out with that. And then they were also able to help out with, if I needed something from the store real quick, I was cooking supper, they could run do that. Having a large family means they play together, they work together. Hence, when they get to school age, when they go to school, they know how to work well with other kids. They're able to play with the other kids. They interact well with them. So having a large family helps with being able to cope when you start school. And as they get older, then the older ones help with the younger ones. They help with their homework, they help them outside with their sporting drills, they help them if they need help in their room, cleaning their room, making their bed. It's a cycle, you know? It's the younger ones, as they get older, then they go back and help the little ones.
In large families, younger children receive love and attention from not just 2 parents, but many other siblings as well. If they fall, there's many hands to help lift them up. If they aim to accomplish a goal, whether it's learning to throw a ball, succeeding at school, or athletic event, many siblings are there to help coach them and assist them. And also, there's many more voices when it's time to celebrate those big wins.
When it comes to caring for others, the older kids have cared for their younger siblings, so when they become young parents, they already have an advantage. Many young parents, they don't have an advantage, like they haven't been around a baby, they haven't changed a diaper before, they haven't helped with all that. So the older kids already have a sense of taking care of someone, so when they become young parents, they have a sort of, I guess they're more relaxed. When it comes to caring for others, all the older kids know how to care for their younger siblings that most young parents don't learn until they're way into their parenting. For example, most every one of our kids know how to change a diaper. You would think this is just a simple task, but ask any 23-year-old male to change his first ever diaper and watch fear destroy a grown man.
It's a really disgusting. Jackson, oh, did you forget?
Also, when a little child gets sick, it's one of the most helpless feelings that a parent can have. In large families, siblings see the other one's ill, and experiencing this at home will help them later in life in critical decisions.
For example, carrying your younger sibling to bed. After you've sat on the couch, you've watched a movie, you've ate the popcorn, and the smaller one falls asleep next to you. There's something special about carrying them up to bed, tucking them in. That's something that only a parent really understands. Living with a large family, the older siblings get to experience these things that only parents get to experience.
For the younger siblings, the older siblings are setting examples. The little ones look up to the older ones, especially if there's an age gap in between them. It's amazing to watch how an older child could benefit a younger child so much.
Here is my note to Wes. Dear Wes, you are the best because you help me with my homework and basketball and baseball. Thank you.
Handling adversity is learned in a large family home. Just picking bathroom times can be chaotic. Kids in large families are forced to live with people they may not really like to be around all the time. Humility is learned in large families. Kids are forced to learn that the world does not revolve around them. Parents' attention is divided amongst many children, and a child has to learn that they are not the center of the universe.
Chores are the best way to learn humility. Chores break life down to the basics. Today we have so much stuff and so much noise.
Chores also teach kids what they don't want to do. If you don't want to work hard in school and you don't want to put forth the effort to be the best version of yourself, then chores help change that mentality. Some kids love to study, some kids hate to study. If grades are not good in our house, we will increase the level of chores required and we will reduce the amount of privileges. And the beautiful thing about chores is they teach us that school and working hard is important because they teach us what we don't want to do for a full-time job after we graduate.
Chores can actually be fun in a big family. Standing by yourself in front of a pile of dishes at the sink versus having a few siblings nearby ready to help you battle the dishes together.
Reason number 3, power couple. Deb and I's first job every day is raising the kid. We have many staff meetings every day to discuss what's the best course of action to take next in each and every circumstance. Having many kids in the house for us has taught us that we need each other. Deb depends on me and I depend on her. The kids have taught us humility in the home. Neither her nor I are the greater. We are a single unit moving together for a common goal. And this goal is outside of us and it keeps us motivated every day. This goal is outside of us and it keeps us in what we call others mode.
Having this mindset creates memorable moments for us. Now just a few minutes of quiet time can last what feels like much longer.
Deborah,
Yeah,
are you ready for the total solar eclipse?
totally ready.
Here it comes.
Okay, I'm waiting. Waiting. Watching.
It's happening.
It's happening.
Yeah.
It's happening.
What do you see?
I see dead people.
We don't necessarily seek to do grand tasks, but we've been able to find joy in the simple. The plop on the couch after a long day, the snuggle at 1 a.m. after cleaning the house 9 times, or the foot rubs after a long day at the baseball field. We've learned to find joy in the little moments. This keeps our focus small, one day at a time, one task at a time. Keeping this focus keeps our relationship healthy. In our humble opinion, these are just a few reasons to have a large family. Just a few, not all. There are many other reasons we did not mention today, such as the sheer joy in the house, the fun, the activities, and yes, even the tough times. Think about your best trips in your life, your best vacations. Some of the things you remember the most are the failures, the tragedies of those trips.
Raising a large family does seem like many constant battles. We personally are enjoying the struggles and the blessings. Life would just be dull any other way, and it just wouldn't be a full life.